KUGAN CASSIUS for Rifle TV in association with MTK Global. We're at the press conference here for Davis versus Walsh, joined by Frank Warren. Frank, great coup to get Gervonta Davis over here to defend his world title.
We worked very hard. It cost us a lot of money, and it was a tough negotiation. It was either that or go to purse bids. But we got behind our man, and he's got home advantage. That's what we do.
Obviously,
when we can.
Yeah, absolutely. Hot off that great win over Jose Pedraza, which surprised a lot of people as well. But he's a quality fighter, isn't he?
This is a quality fight. It's a good fight. You got two quality fighters in there. Liam's no slouch. He's had a lot of bad luck in his career, and he's now due for some good luck. And he's worked very hard to get to where he's at, which is the mandatory position. It was him who should have been fighting Pedraza, and they gave him an interim fight, which we was a bit pissed off with. But the bottom line is, he's now fighting the guy, and if he comes through in this fight, which I expect him to do, it propels him into some serious fights.
21-0, he's done nothing wrong with his career, and he's due his shot.
Due his shot, and you know about him, he can do anything. He can box, he can get down in the trenches, he can trade. You know, he ticks all the boxes, and he's got a great temperament. He's not fazed by this at all, not at all.
So Frank, you obviously had a show scheduled at the Copper Box. I'm assuming that one's kind of been combined now with that one.
That's been combined, and it's moved to the 20th.
Okay, but it was already a great bill, and now obviously promised to be a lot better bill.
Yeah, that's a fantastic bill. And you know, working with Floyd is brilliant because it brings a lot of media attention to the promotion. So I'm highly delighted that we're working together on it.
How are you on Floyd? Good old mates.
Yeah, I've got the utmost respect for him as a fighter, and he certainly as a promoter. He's establishing himself, and he's got some good fighters there. Badu Jack and Davis and a few other guys he's involved with. They're good fighters, and he knows the business.
And you've obviously.
I hope he don't know it as well as he thinks he does regarding this fight, but it's great to work with.
But you've obviously covered the majority of Floyd's last few fights on BoxNation as well.
I think all of them, bar one.
Bar one, yeah.
Bar one, which at that time we didn't have the pay-per-view capabilities that we've got now. Otherwise, we'd have got that as well.
Frank, we saw a tweet from Tyson Fury yesterday saying that he's set to return. He
wants to return, and he's got a hearing in May, and if he gets his licence back, he'll return.
He was very specific with a date. Is that?
Well, the hearing's in early May. If he comes through, then and he's in condition, who knows what happens.
But you believe at some point in this sort of first half of the year we'll see him in action again?
I hope so. I hope he's got himself well mentally and as well as physically. I want to see him back in there. He's the best heavyweight out there, bar none. Bar none. And he needs to be back in there.
Sticking with the heavyweight theme, just wanted your comments on the weekend's action from the O2.
I thought it was. Going into the fight, I was unaware that David was carrying this injury that he was carrying, and obviously that had a big impact on him during the fight. Can't blame Tony Bellew. Tony Bellew did what he had to do and won the fight. I thought he was a big odds-on favourite for me, which he was big odds from the bookmakers. I thought it was he'd be I can't say a foregone conclusion, but I just didn't see that Tony Bellew would have a chance against him, but he did. And really, he shouldn't have been in there with that injury. He should have pulled out or postponed it.
I mean, we've seen obviously.
I don't even know how in part of the fight any of the press even picked up on it. You wonder what they're looking at, some of them. Or commentators. Didn't even mention it.
I was there. I wasn't listening to the commentary, but credit to Bellew for that.
Look, you can only fight who's in front of you.
Yeah.
And that's the end of it. And I think David Haye made a calculated gamble that despite the injury could go in there and take him out in a couple of rounds, but unfortunately it doesn't work like that in boxing. You have to be 100% right, and he wasn't 100% right, and anybody could see certainly from the fifth round on, it got progressively worse, and it was affecting him in all departments.
He's been given a lot of credit, David Haye, obviously continuing to the 11th round, but that Achilles injury, depending on how bad it is, it might have done him more damage than good.
He should have been in there in the first place. He should have got it well. He should have postponed the fight. The fight's still there. Lived to fight another day, but he did it. I think because of maybe in the past a couple of pullouts he's had, I don't think he felt maybe himself that it would have been bad to pull out the fight, which really it wouldn't have done. In benefit of hindsight, but he couldn't plant his feet properly. You could see that it just wasn't there. And as I say, Tony Bellew did everything he had to do and come away with a prize.
Just a quick word on.
He come away with a scalp. He didn't win anything. There was no title at stake. He come away with a scalp. With a guy who had 2 fights in 5 years and was injured going to the ring. That's what he got.
Okay. Just a quick word on Huey Fury. That date is now moved to the May the 6th.
May the 6th, I understand they're going to be announcing that soon, and we want to get that on. That's a good fight for Huey. It's a great fight.
And obviously that would definitely be over in New Zealand.
That will be in New Zealand, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
At the moment.
So you can almost hope there, Frank.
Well, we were unlucky. We bid for it. We only lost by 200,000. I mean, they bid over 3 million, and we bid 2.8 million. So they only lost it by a couple $100,000. When I look at what they bid for Callum Smith's fight, you wonder what's going on. I mean, we're there, you know. Look at our bank account. We've got all this money in the bank. We just run this big pay-per-view, but we get behind our fighters. Spend that money. It's no good in the bank account. Or even spend some of that Leighton Orient money, that 4 million quid that's lying around that you got out of there.
Frank, thank you very much for talking to us.
Bank.
We'll catch up with you soon.
You certainly will.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.